Following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. Well, good evening. My name is Ron Chuck, and welcome to the program, the 6th day of January 2021. Nothing consequential going on in the world at all today, is there? Well, if you're looking for a respite from real life, let's take you back to 1949 and a game between the Dodgers and the Phillies, a Friday afternoon, April 29th of that year. A beautiful day in the borough of Brooklyn. 15-mile-an-hour wind. The sun is shining, blowing out to left field. I forgot just how tall these fences are here in Brooklyn because I just finished the stadium. Anyway, Phillies come into this one at 6-6. The Dodgers just got spanked by the Giants in the midweek series, and so they are 6-5, a few places behind the St. Louis Cardinals. Joe Hatton is going to go today. He's 1-1 on the year with a 2.65 ERA. And the ace of the Phils, Heinzelman, will go for Philadelphia. He could go the whole way. And so, with all that, it's time for baseball. As Retro Sports Network presents 1949 Major League Replay. Tonight, from Brooklyn's Ebbets Field, it is the Brooklyn Dodgers and the Philadelphia Phillies. And today's game is brought to you by Digital Dice, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. No, they got beat in the Thursday game too, Lorenzo. How are you? Joe Hatton on the hill for the Dodgers. He is 1-1 with a 2.65 ERA, 17 innings, 17 hits. The home run, he walked 2 and struck out 9. He is part of the crowd that will walk more than he'll strike out, but it's only 69 walks in 187 innings. How you doing, Tribe fan? He last pitched against the Phillies on the 24th. Yep, so they're 6-6. At Shibe Park, 8 innings, 5 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 5. How you doing, Ricky? He is 32 years old. He is a left-hander. He is a fastball pitcher at 83 and a fly ball pitcher. And as I said, 1-1, 17 innings, 17 hits, a homer. 5 runs, all earned. He's walked 2 and struck out 9. And if anything important should pop up, feel free to interrupt with that. Richie Ashburn, as we go back to 1949, leads off in center field. Granny Hamner at short will bat second. Eddie Wakis is at first. He'll bat third. Del Ennis is in left, or Ennis is in left. He'll clean up. Buddy Blatnick, who would later become Dizzy Dean's partner on the Game of the Week. Not right now, DK, I'm busy. Jones at third will bat sixth. Miller is at second. He'll bat seventh. Andy Semenick is behind the plate. He'll bat eighth. And Ken Heinzelman on the mound. He will bat ninth. So here's the Dodgers defensively. McCormick is in left. I'm not familiar with him. He's a 2 and a 4. Duke Schneider, you are 9 and an 8 in center. Carl Ferrillo is an 8 and a 10 in right. Cox is a 5 at third. That's Billy Cox. Pee Wee Reese is a 9 at short. Jackie Robinson is an 8 at second. Gil Hodges a 9 at first. Roy Campanella a 9 and a 6 behind the plate. And Hatton is a 7 and a .957 fielding percentage on the mound. Slow start for Ashburn. He digs in at 216 with no homers and 3 RBI. A 284 hitter in 49, and he had a big year in 1950. Somehow I think I got more than 3 watchers because I've had more than 3 in chat. So Hatton and Ashburn are ready. Whitey, yeah. Phillies are ready. Hatton's delivers, and it's ball 4. So the Walk Brigade starts early with a 3-1 high and away on the fastball. Granny Hamner, now that picture doesn't look too intimidating, does it? At 240, a triple and 2 RBI. I wonder why he was called Granny. We found out why Cuddles Marshall was called Cuddles. Pitch to Hamner. There's a bunt down. Campanella picks it up, throws to Robinson, and Hamner is retired. How you doing, John? Braves fan, right? So Ashburn moves to second, 1 out for Eddie Wakus. 3-9-1, 1 homer, and 3 RBI. Braves for life. I thought so. How you doing, my friend? Pitch to Wakus. There's a line drive to Pee Wee, and there is 2 out. Brings up Del Ennis. 204. 2 homers and 10 RBI. So our primetime Wednesday game tomorrow at noon, the Yankees and the Red Sox from Yankee Stadium. Don't even have to leave the city of New York. Patton deals. And there's a line drive down the line and right. Ferrello will pick it up. Ashburn will score. Ennis is going for 3, and that's a triple. That's a second triple. Wife and I are doing a lot better than we were a couple weeks ago. Thank you. Johnny Blatnick. It's not Buddy. Wow, okay. He's 0 for 4 in a year with a strikeout. Hamner's Christian name was Granville. Funny, I used to live on Granville Street. He loathed being called Granny. Well, wouldn't you? Preferred being called Gran. Okay. So Blatnick is 0 for 4. Yes, I am confusing him with Buddy Blattner. You're absolutely right. Pee Wee worked with Dizzy Dean, too. Pitch to Blatnick. Is a fly ball to center. Schneider comes in, and Duke makes the play, and that will retire the side. But the Phils get a run on the triple by Ennis. That scored Richie Ashburn. Half an inning in the books. It's the Dodgers, nothing. The Phillies won. Yes, Big Clue, you were absolutely right. So Ken Heinzelman, in living color this time. Yeah, that was pretty bad. That was pretty bad, John. Ken Heinzelman pitching like a Boeing jet. He's 0-2 on the year with an ERA of 7.47. 33 years old, and this is his big season. Fastball pitcher at 83 and a fly ball and a ground ball pitcher. He does them both. He last pitched against the Dodgers on the 24th. 8 1/3 innings, 5 hits, 4 runs, 3 earned. He walked 5 and struck out 4. Remember, we had the game when the Braves lit him up like a Christmas tree for 10 runs. So overall, 15 2/3 innings, 22 hits, 2 homers. He's walked 14 runs, 13 of them earned. He's walked 8 and struck out 4. Again, numbers that are not going to get you on the cover of Sport Magazine. Pee Wee Reese leads off for the Dodgers. At short, McCormick will play left and back second. At second, Duke Schneider in center field will hit third. Jackie Robinson at second cleans up. Roy Campanella, Rookie of the Year? No, that was Don Newcomb that was Rookie of the Year. Campanella behind the plate will bat fifth. J.T. Dutch. Yeah, been an interesting day, hadn't it? Billy Cox is at third. He'll bat sixth. Gil Hodges at first will bat seventh. Carl Ferrillo will play right and bat eighth. And Hatton, who threw 15 pitches in the first, will bat ninth. He must be, because I don't recognize the name McCormick at all. It's Ennis in left. He's a 7 and a 7. Ashburn a 10 and an 8 in center. Blatnick, a household name not even in his own house, is a 1 and a 3 in right. If he was a 1 and a 2, that would be a Lawrence Welk player. Jones is a 9 at third. Hamner, we'll call him Gran, is a 5 at short. Miller is a 5 at second. Wake is a 5 at first. Andy Semenick is a 6 and a 9 behind the plate, and Heinzelman is a good fielder. He's at 8 with a .977 fielding percentage. Pee Wee Reese at 269. A home run and 9 RBI. And Reese slaps that one to third. Jones across the way, 1 out. It's Mike McCormick. Not to be confused. No, see, I already messed up one player tonight. By the way, DK's desperately waiting for me to follow him back. Mike is 1 for 4 on the year. 139 real-life at-bats, hit 209. I almost was going to say that, but you've already corrected me once, and so that's what I was thinking from the Giants, yeah. 209, 2 homers, and 14 RBI in real life, and 1 for 4 with a run scored on the replay. Wonder if that's his dad. Heinzelman deals. Ball 4. You are my research department. Yeah, the last time we had the Phillies on, he pitched opening day against the Boston Braves. Duke Schneider, 292. 2 homers and 8 RBI. Nope, this McCormick was a regular for the 1940 World Champion Cincinnati Reds. You missed your namesake last Wednesday, Brad. Pitch to Duke as the throw to first, and McCormick is back. Schneider scored 100 runs in real life in 49. Up the middle, Hamner takes it to bag himself, throws to Wakis, and is that 2? No. So 6 on the force, and the fielder's choice. Can't get them all live, so yep. So Tuesdays and Thursdays at noon Eastern, and Wednesday night at 8 Eastern, or 5 Pacific. Jackie Robinson, 275, no homers, and 5 RBI. You want to know why he cleaned up that year? Yeah, I'll do that. We can go back to 1949 together. He hit 342, 12 triples, 16 home runs, and 124 RBI. Do you ever think that you'd find Kumbaya on a baseball stream? Heinzelman deals. It gets away from Semenik, and Schneider moves up to second on the pass ball. So the count is now 3-1 to Jackie. Yep. Hope not to find it anywhere. There you go. They would win the National League in 47. I won't sing it. I was talking about the feeling that you're supposed to get with it. Or I could show pictures of Klingon ships, wink, wink. They'd win it, the National League in 47. They were in the playoff against St. Louis in 46. And if things go to form this year, they'll come close to being in a playoff with St. Louis in 49. Philadelphia beat them by a game in 50. You know what happened in 51. And before Lorenzo starts sending me nasty grams, they then would go on to win 4 National League pennants in a row and the 55 World Series. Here's Robinson, 3-1. And there's a fly ball, shallow right field. Blatnick comes in, makes the catch, and that will retire the side. Maybe Ricky can sing it to you. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the second, 1-0 Philly. So it's Willie Jones. Willie looks like the guy that's giving you the dirty look as you're trying to sneak on the ride at the amusement park. 244, a homer, and 9 RBI. Line drive to Cox, 1 out. Eddie Miller. They won it in 47, 49, 52, 53, 50, Yep, 55. Great headline in the Daily News. This is their year. And all those World Series. That's right, they didn't win it in 54. The Giants won it in 54. It's the only time that the Casey Stengel won 100 games for the Yankees, and they lost. But yes, they played the Yankees 6 times in 9 years. Pitch to Miller. Into right, Ferrillo in the corner, 1 out, or 2 out. Andy Semenik, 1 for 3 on the year, but that one hit was a solo shot. And surprise, surprise, he's walked 3 times. Yes, 54 was Walter Alston's first year as their manager. It's the only one I have for Ebbets Field, so I dolled that one up tonight. No lights. Of course, a lot of these games there. You had that happen today, Ricky says, and people would stop watching due to a lack of competitive balance. Dodgers drew $1.8 million in 49. Here to Ebbets. Semenick into left field. McCormick makes the catch, and that will retire the side. Phillies go in order. I'm about to say, people watch the Patriots. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Inning and a half in the books. 1-0 Phillies. So it'll be Campanella, Cox, and Hodges. Yeah, I think 49 was the high water mark for attendance. But Brad says what was frustrating wasn't the Dodger dominance in the National League, but rather their failure against the Yankees in the series. Well, the Yankees were loaded. As you'll see tomorrow. And remember, they don't get DiMaggio until the second half of the year. Camping at 308, a homer, and 3 RBI. I know you're not that old. Heinzelman deals, and there's a pop-up right side Wakiss, and somebody from Brooklyn made that catch. A ball and 2 strikes, except for it was a fan. Or the pack of Luckies rolled up in his sleeve. 1-2. Into left center field. Back they go. It won't matter. That's an upper deck shot, and the Dodgers have tied the game at 1. So Campanella, 381 feet to dead left center field. There wasn't a blessed thing that Richie or Ennis could do about that. Somebody wake up Lorenzo. It's 1-1. So here's Billy Cox. A slow start for Billy. 150, no homers, and 3 RBI in 40 at-bats. Yep, 49 was Branch Rickey's second to last year running the club. Him and the O'Malleys were not on each other's Christmas card lists. I think that would be fair to say, wouldn't you? So nobody out. Bottom of the second in a 1-1 tie. Ground ball to Wakiss. 1 out. I believe employees were fined. Okay? Fair to say his successor, Buzzy Bavasi, should be in Cooperstown. Buzzy and Nolan Ryan, I don't think, are on each other's Christmas card lists either. He's listening to me as he's getting blown up in deep space, Lorenzo. Gil Hodges is at 375, 2 homers, and 6 RBI. Ryan doesn't celebrate Christmas. Okay. Ryan Express versus the Polar Express. One will sting you cold, and the other one has cute little polar bears. Pitch to Gill. Got him. Inside corner looking on a fastball. So here's Carl Furillo. That was during O'Malley's regime, I believe employees were fined. Yes, they were. I don't think Ryan and anybody who had a bat in their hand exchanged credit or Christmas cards. Ratcast is punching in. 1-1 the score. In the second, 2 out. Yeah, Ryan and Robin Ventura probably don't exchange cards either. Furillo, 214, a homer, and 9 RBI. To third, Jones scampers in, throws to first, and that will retire the side. The Dodgers get the big home run from Roy Campanella. We go to the third, 1-1. So it'll be Heinzelman, and then flip the lineup for Richie Ashburn and Hamner. Heinzelman is 0 for 6 and has struck out twice. And now make it a 3 spot as he looks at a 1-2 fastball at 86 for strike 3. Brings up Ashburn. He walked and scored on the Ennis triple. Hatton, 28 pitches, 2 1/3 innings, 1 hit, 1 walk, and 1 strikeout. Does anybody besides Dave and I play Gems of War? Pitch to Ashburn. Here's a fly ball to right. Ferrillo has it for the out, 2 away. Granville Hamner, not to be confused with Maxwell Silver Hamner. I know that's what you're playing. Sack bunt his first time up. Tribe fan is lucky to play anything. Nobody on, 2 out, top of the 3rd. Base hit right side, past a diving Jackie Robinson. Second hit for the Phils. Eddie Wakis was the player Roy Hobbs was modeled on. Okay, that's cool. Yep, love it. Gardner and I do love it. Wakis is 0 for 1. Not hitting a lot of home runs in 1949. By the author of the book. So that's a pretty short read. It's almost a novella. That was Earl Hamner that wrote about the Waltons. Good night, Todd B. Pitch to Wakis is a fly ball left center field. Schneider's there. And that shall retire the side. Phillies get a hit and leave 'em on. No runs, a hit, no errors. After 2.5, 1-1. I'm sure it is. Most books are. Brings up Joe Hatton. I wonder if his nickname was Man. 0 for 7 on the year. Has an RBI and 3 strikeouts. Heinzelman deals, and there's a line drive to third. Jones is there, 1 out. Not necessarily his hitting prowess, Midlife Crisis 13 says. It was more inspired by his getting poop. It's a family stream. Poop. I know it's a rough day, but poop by a stalker. That would be pretty scary. Hamner was considered, shot. Apparently someone else had said the yes word and I approved it, so it didn't come up. Shot by a stalker. Okay. Hamner was considered a clutch hitter for the Whiz Kids, although he made his living with the glove. Okay. Here's Pee Wee. He's 0 for 1. Heinzelman, 40 pitches for the first 9. 2 1/3 innings. 1 hit. The home run by Campanella. A walk and a strikeout. And you could thank, I'm not sure who to thank for getting past the poop thing in the auto mod. Got him. 1-2 fastball in the outside corner, and that's a second for Ken. Brings up McCormick, who walked his first time up. Actor Joe Don Baker portrayed the babe. I thought Glenn Close she portrayed a babe, not the babe, in the movie The Natural. Spit the joke out, Ron. It's not funny. Can Garden Tool be next? You're such a hoe. Also had the Tommy Lasorda photo that Chevy Chase destroys in Fletch. Pitch to McCormick. There's a ground ball up the middle. Miller by the bag over to first. And that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. Dodgers go in order. 1-1 after 3. So here are the standings as we go into the weekend. The Cardinals have won 8 straight, and they have a 3-game lead over Pittsburgh. The Braves are 6-5, and Brooklyn is 6-5. The Dodgers lost their last 2 to the Giants, and they have a minus run differential. But they're home, and they're 4-1 at Ebbets. Phillies are 6-6. Cubs are 4-5. The Giants are 4-6. Don't look. The Reds are 1-8. In the American League, the Tigers are 9-1 and have won 7 straight. Yankees are 7-3. They've won 3 straight. They only have a positive run differential of 34. They've outscored opponents 90-56 in the first 10 games. That averages 9 runs a game. Meanwhile, Cleveland is 4-4. The Red Sox are 5-5. The Senators are 5-6. The A's are 4-7, and St. Louis and Chicago are 3-7. Yet the Reds differential's -20. Washington and St. Louis, the Browns, are worse than that. The Browns have allowed 61 runs in 10 games. Midlife Crisis says, also in the book, I believe Hobbs kills his ex with a foul ball inspired by Richie Ashburn's ability to foul balls off at will. 31 runs in 9 games for the Reds. Ennis tripled and drove home Ashburn in the first for the first run. In the left center field, Schneider going back. That's off the wall. Ennis is going to hold at second, and so he's got a triple and a double his first 2 times up. Most books don't. Johnny Blatnick is 0 for 1. And he's not Buddy Blattner, as I've been told. Pitch to Blatnick. There's a base hit right side. Hot one through the hole, and Ennis will hold on third. And that'll bring up Willie Jones, who's 0 for 1. Hatton can go the distance. Pitch count's 135. Wish they'd make a movie from Robert Coover's book, The Universal Baseball Association. That's the one based on APA, right? So runners on the corners and nobody out. Here's a little looper in the left field. Ennis will score. Blatnick will hold at second on the single, and it's 2-1 Philadelphia, the imaginary APA League. Here's Eddie Miller. He's 0 for 1. Nobody out here, and the Phillies have 2 on. He bunts. Hatton comes in and makes the catch. How about that? That was popped up, but he got too much of it, and Hatton ran off the mound like a mom charging after a 2-year-old, and Hatton makes the first out. So here's Semenick. He's 0 for 1. The guy is half Walter Mitty and half Hal Richmond, okay? Midlife Crisis is all-time favorite baseball movie. Only problem I have with it is that Hobbs hits the game-winning home run and only his 3rd at bat. That's kind of like Homer Simpson being beamed to win the ball game in The Simpsons. And, of course, the Hoover movie, Robert De Niro as the lead character as he slips into insanity. That's right. Whatever it takes, baby. Pitch to Semenick. Got him. 0-2. Swung on and missed to 82, and there's 2 out for Heinzelman, who struck out his first time up. Runners go. Got him. He swings and misses at an 85-mile-an-hour fastball. 1 run, 3 hits, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Philadelphia 2, Brooklyn 1. So here's Schneider. He's 0 for 1. Robinson and Campanella to follow. Pitch to Schneider. Popped up right side. Miller into foul territory. 1 out. For Jackie. Can he bunt? He can kind of bunt here. Dodgers have had 1 hit, and that was the Campy homer. Robinson draws a walk. And remember, especially in 1949, a walk is as good as a hit. So here's Campanella. He smashed his 2nd of the year in the 2nd. Now scored 5 times. And Jackie was the MVP in 49. He had a monster year. He drove in 120 plus. Throw to first, Jackie back. Pitch to Campanella. There's a fly ball to the left. That'll stay in the yard. Ennis is there, and Robinson will hold. So the Dodgers would have had in the broadcast booth Red Barber in the catbird seat, Connie Desmond, and I think Ernie Harwell made the move from Brooklyn to Manhattan to be in the Giant squad with Russ Hodges. Anyway, Billy Cox is 0 for 1, and Vinny would be there from 1950 to 2016. Midlife Crisis was living in San Francisco when they were filming The Fan. Used to drive by the set every night while they were filming downtown. Speaking of De Niro. Really? I'm stunned by that, especially with all the good defenders that they've had over the years. This Dodger team executed the only triple play in Dodger history. Wow. Yeah, we talked about that yesterday. He lost. He's become a widower for the second time. Yeah, poor Sandy. 7-4-3. Hermansky in left to Jackie to Gil Hodges. Wow. That would have been a bar bet I would have lost. Pitch to Cox. Ground ball left side. Ennis will pick it up. Cox is going for 2. Cox is going for 3 as Robinson scores. And how about that? We're tied at 2 on the triple. Now, Todd. Hal Richmond does not make a cameo as De Niro's friend and steals his idea and turns it into a multi-million-dollar business. It's not very nice. So 2-2 on the triple by Cox. Here's Hodges. He struck out his first time up. And he'll draw a walk this time. So Heinzelman has walked 3 and struck out 2. Furillo is 0 for 1. Semenick goes out to settle down his pitcher. Heinzelman from the stretch. Into right field. Blatnick should get it. Cox, well, that's the third out. It won't matter. But the Dodgers get a run on the triple. 1 hit, no errors. After 4, Philadelphia 2, Brooklyn 2. So third time through now for Joe Hatton. 53 pitches. 18 batters, 4 innings. 5 hits. He's only walked 1, and for 49, that's amazing. And struck out 3. Ashburn drew a walk to start the ballgame. Oh, we're now being told the Dodgers turned triple plays in 96, 98, and 2012. Ashburn into right field. Furillo, 1 out. That just doesn't make any sense that that would have been the only triple play. Gran has a sac bunt and a single. He's 1 for 1. And by judging that clubhouse picture, if you call me Granny again, I'll make you eat some vittles. Hamner into right center field. Furillo, 2 out, makes a great play. He backpedaled and dove on the grass. Doesn't look like there's a great big warning track out there, does it? If you look closely, and I remember seeing this in the pictures, especially along the right field fence on McKeever Street, that the wall is slanted. And so you kind of have a bit of a run-up area before you actually hit the wall. Anyway, Wakiss is 0 for 2. Hey, we get it all here, you know. This type of stuff you just don't hear in a Fortnite stream. Pitch to Wakiss. Ball 4. So second walk for Joe. Ennis has had himself a ball game. He can homer. He had 25 on the real year. And obviously he can single. So he's halfway to the cycle. He's going to draw a walk. Third walk from Hatton. And then I'll bring up Blatnick, who is 1 for 2. So runner is on first and second, 2 out, and a 2-2 tie in the top of the 5th. On a beautiful spring day in the borough of Brooklyn. Makes you want to write a song about some sweat hogs. Welcome back. Pitch. There's a little looper in the left. That's going to drop. Wakius will round third and score. Ennis will stop at third, and the Phillies take a 3-2 lead. Big Clue believes, and I'm sure he's right about this, that Ebbets did have a sloping right, as Todd dreams of Ellie Mae. Hopefully I don't know. I don't do my own polls, but Fenway had Duffy's clip. So there you go. You could talk about this in the comments. What's the best Ron Juckett bit? Aunt Becky on Digital Dice? What you won't hear on a Fortnite stream, or who can hit a righty? I like that one the best, personally. But don't let me influence you. Willie Jones is 1 for 2. He singled and driven in a run. Crossley had one. Minute Maid, they put a fake one in, Taj's Hill or whatever the heck it was. Ball 4, and Hatton has walked him loaded. So the script has come undone here for Joe. And then we'll bring up Eddie Miller. Tal for Tal Smith. Miller is 0 for 2. Who can hit a righty? But I feel like he would have to do that in a replay with Curtis Granderson, but John Sterling would get mad. John Sterling reminds me of Mr. Magoo. Tribe fan likes, I like, you won't hear that on a Fortnite stream. Kind of fits with Twitch, doesn't it? So Ennis on third, Blatnick on second, Jones on first. Phillies taking their time as one of the Dodger fans is lost trying to get his ship into safe space. It's Boog Scomby. I like that. Yeah, that's a good hire. It's better than the Chris Myers experience for the Cubbies. Pitch to Miller. There's a little looper into center. Schneider is there, and he makes the catch, and that will retire the side. Oh, Todd, stop. 1 run, 1 hit, and the Phillies leave him loaded. You're going to get the commercial. You wouldn't get it if you were a subscriber. How about that? Halfway home, 3-2 Philly. And by the time I looked up, the commercial was almost done. I didn't get a chance to take a drink. Here's how we got here if you joined us late. Del Ennis tripled home Richie Ashburn in the first to make a 1-0 Phils. Roy Campanella sent one to Manhattan on a solo shot in the second deck and left center to tie the game at 1 in the second. Willie Jones singled home Del Ennis to make it 2-1 Phillies in the fourth. Billy Cox tripled home Jackie Robinson to tie the ball game in the fourth, and then Johnny Blatnick singled home Eddie Wakius to give it 3-2 Philadelphia in the fifth inning. And that's how we got here. Now let's take a look at the pitchers. Ken Heinzelman again. He would not be the hot pitcher topic of discussion on WIP if this was 2021. 4 innings, 2 hits, 2 runs, both earned a homer. He's walked 3 and struck out 2. And Hatton, 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned. He walked 4 and struck out 3. Hatton will bat here. Yep. Len Casper, of course, going from the Cubs television to the White Sox radio booth. That's a tremendous step as Len replaces the late Ed Farmer. And Todd would eat Ellie Mae's biscuits anytime. Win independent pit. Yep, 610 WIP. The sound of Philadelphia. Nope, Philadelphia. WLW is in Cincinnati. As Big Clue said it, as I said it. Pitch to Hatton. Here's a slow roller to Hamner. Over to first, and that will be an error as that goes in the dugout. And Hatton is on second. So Hamner, known for his defense, threw that one away. WKRP was in Cincinnati. And Jed's going to have to go put a new hose in the cement pond after that boo-boo. Here's Pee Wee. He is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Heinzelman threw 18 batters, 76 pitches, 4 innings, 2 hits, the home run to Campy. Ellie Mae's biscuits, dripping with honey and butter. 3 walks and 2 strikeouts. Yeah, your mouth just watered. Pee Wee's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Line drive to third. Jones is there, 1 out. So here's Mike McCormick. He has walked and grounded to second. Of course I went there. I didn't say anything naughty, really. So Hatton on second. Tonight, I think we just all need to laugh, don't you? Pitch to McCormick. Fly ball to right. Blatnick makes the catch. Hatton goes back to tag, and no. 2 out. Mike McCormick, midlife crisis, says, traded for a legend, Pete Reiser, in December of '48. Considered a pinch hitter extraordinaire, but stunk after that. We had Reiser with the Braves. And Reiser for the Dodgers was excellent. In fairness, Big Clue chimes in, McCormick batted .348 for Boston, one of the big reasons why they won the National League. Here's Schneider. Duke is 0 for 2. There's a ground ball to Miller over to first. I'm not touching that one, Todd. You go down that rabbit hole. You go find that squirrel. No runs, no hits, and 1 error. We go to the 6th. It's 3-2 Phillies. My viewers. So Semenuk, Heinzelman, and Ashburn to face Hatton here in the 6th. And this is why we don't post the chat on the screen. There might be kiddies watching on YouTube. Semenuk is 0 for 2. You could hear me blushing. Yep. It's funny. And he struck out once. Pitch to Semenuk. Ball 4. So if Lorenzo needs to know what's going on, come back and read the chat yourself. I'm not reading that out loud. So that's the 5th walk for Hatton. Here's Heinzelman. He's 0 for 2. He has struck out twice. There wouldn't be anyone on a Fortnite stream who would know who Ellie Mae is. But they should. Cox and Hodges play in for the bunt. Heinzelman drops one. Campanella throws to Robinson, covering. 1 out. Semenuk moves to second. So Hatton, through 27 batters, 86 pitches, 5 1/3 innings, 6 hits. He's walked 5 and struck out 3, and all 3 runs are earned. That's right. Late Night with Ron Juckett. They don't even know who Linda Carter is. Well, they probably don't wonder who a woman is, too. Ba-doom, boom. WIP is only talking about Carson Wentz, Jalen Hurts. Should Peterson be fired, and who should be the next D coordinator? They used to play all the big band music. That's right. Yeah, Dombrowski isn't giving them much to talk about yet. Retro Sparks Sports After Dark. So runner on second is Semenuk. Pitch to Ashburn. There's a ground ball to Reese. And Reese tags out Semenuk, who was going. So Semenuk was off with a pitch, and it was just one of those sharp grounders to Reese. And Pee Wee just made the tag. So 2 out for Hamner. He's 1 for 2. Yeah, now 94.1 FM. Pitch to Grant is a ground ball to Reese, who makes a snap throw to first and got Hodges. Or got Hamner. It was Robinson, Robinson. So Jackie makes the great stop, gets up and throws, and that's the inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left, no errors. Bottom 6, 3-2 Phils. As now the chat is talking about the Phillies rebuilding plans. They waited too long, did it back? They had all that money too. Then just decided to stop and spend their way back, and that didn't work either. And sort of like a more successful, richer version of the Reds. Someone will pay for Real Muto. Robinson has walked and scored. He's 0 for 1. And he's going to single pass Wakeis. Third hit for the Dodgers. It's okay. There's a support group that will be meeting after the ball game for how bad our teams really are. Ricky's not invited. Well, actually, we could talk about the Patriots, I suppose. Campanella with that home run to left center. Is Ryan Howard and David Ortiz the same person? I don't think anybody fell off a cliff as fast as Ryan Howard did. Sox will rebuild better than either Philadelphia or Cincinnati. Who do you think they're going to try to offload that Harper contract on? Yeah, when Ryan Howard was at the top of his game, he was pretty good. But he's much like the curly-haired girl. When she was good, she was very, very good. And when she was bad, she was blank. Pitch to throw to first, Robinson back. Nobody wants to sign a 30-year-old catcher to a multi-year deal. So if there were rumors that he'd come back to Philly for the original qualifying offer. But just yesterday, Dombrowski was rumored to be talking about looking for a catcher. Yeah, Achilles. Pulled the Dan Marino and popped his Achilles. Pitch to Campanella. There's a ground ball to Jones at third. Miller for 1, and that's it. Campy will beat it out. And there's 1 away. Harper will go to the Japanese League, and his groupies will wear wild wigs. Okay. Here's Cox. He's got a triple. 1 for 2 and an RBI. Teams do want most players for the right price. Pitch to Billy is a little looper into right field, and the Dodgers got something cooking. Campanella goes to third on the single. So 3-2, tying run on third, Cox on first. I should probably pay attention to the ballgame now, shouldn't I? Hodges is 0 for 1 with a walk and a strikeout. And yep, we're going to go right through this. We don't know when we're starting the season stuff again. Pitch to Hodges is a fly ball to shallow center. I don't think that's going to score Campanella. Ashburn has got it, but he had to dive to make the catch. And so Campy's coming home without a throw. So the Dodgers have tied the ball game at 3. And so that'll bring up Ferrello, who's 0 for 2. Yep, tied ball game. This one's turned out pretty well. Now, was Bert Schotten the other manager besides Connie Mack this late to dress in a suit and a tie? One of the Dodgers managers they kept going back and forth with. Have I ever gotten if there was 100% chance it wouldn't pop up? The box just wouldn't pop up. It would just happen. It was Schotten. Okay. So he and Connie Mack were the last 2 managers to dress like NBA coaches. Did John McGraw might have done it at some point in his career. Pitch to Ferrillo. Here's a fly ball, right center field. Back goes Blacknick. Open up the window, Aunt Minnie. It's a 2-run homer. 5-3, and that one's on McKeever Street. The second of the year for Furillo. And that ball was, you got to get one out of here. It's 38 feet. And Brad, no one might have ever dressed classier than Pat Riley. It'd have to, because there's no seats out there. So if you hit one into right center or down the line and right, it is out of Ebbets Field. No one may have ever dressed classier than Pat Riley, but no one ever used more turtle wax on his head. Did that hit a solar panel? No. It hit the flying A across the street. Joe Hatton is 0 for 2. He's been given a 2-run lead now. What a bomb from Furillo. Yep, you can laugh all the way to the bank. Pitch to Hatton. Here's a fly ball to center. Ashburn moves over, makes another good catch, and that will retire the side. But they get 3 runs, 2 on the massive bomb by Furillo on 3 hits and no errors. We go to the 7th, 5-3 Dodgers. Kurt Russell was inspired by Pat Riley's look for Tequila Sunrise, okay? Eddie Waitkus is 0 for 2. He has walked and scored. Hatton starts the 7th with a ground ball to Robinson over the first, 1 out. Del Ennis is 2 for 2. He has doubled and tripled, driven in a run and scored, and walked. So the Dodgers have yet to set him down. And he got him. An 0-2 from Hatton, strike 3 on the 85-mile-an-hour fastball, and there's 2 out for Blatnick. Johnny Blatnick has more hits in this game than he did in the real year. He's 2 for 3 with an RBI. I don't either. I mean, there's a reason why the Dodgers just dominated the National League forever. Win now at Sure Run at Ebbets Field is blowing out to right center at 27 miles an hour. So if my geography's right, that's blowing in off of Long Island Sound. Ricky would let me know. So it's howling out there. Bertha's holding on to her cowbell. Yeah, Kurt Russell was the computer who wore tennis shoes. I remember that. Pitch to Blatnick. There's a base hit, and so what in the name of Dave Stegman has gotten into Blatnick? He has 3 hits on the day. It's 3 of the 7. And Willie Jones still looks like the guy that's looking you up and down to see if you're old enough to ride the tilt-a-whirl. He's 1 for 2. A walk and an RBI. Puddinhead. Up the middle, and that will be Robinson over to first. And that will retire the side. No runs. They leave a runner on. Stretch time, 5-3. And for all of you who do Patreon, thank you so much. What was Flubber? Wasn't that Fred McMurray originally? I know Eddie Murphy remade it. Stephen A. Smith, he might have been good at one point. Here's Pee Wee. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Heinzelman threw 27 batters, 98 pitches. Robin Williams. Okay, and Fred McMurray was the original. 6 innings, 5 hits. You sure it wasn't Eddie Murphy? 2 homers. He walked 3 and struck out 2. Flubber was from the movie The Absent-Minded Professor. Kind of like one of Uncle Ron's streams today. Pinch from Heinzelman is into right center field. Blatnick, 1 out. And now that wind is blowing. It is Robin Williams. Okay. Wind's now blowing out at 32. And the original absent-minded professor was Heugenflaven. How's that one, huh? Jerry Lewis. Mike McCormick is 0 for 2 with a walk. I have no... Flipper was a dolphin, and that was Lloyd Bridges. You and my Freudian slips tonight. Yes, Eddie Murphy, not Eddie Murray. He was the first baseman for the Orioles. Eddie Murphy did the remake of The Absent-Minded Professor, which really was the Casey Stengel story, wasn't it? Pitch to McCormick is a ground ball to Wakis. Underhands it to Heinzelman for the out. So here's Duke Schneider. That Eddie was steady for an entirely different reason, yep. Duke is 0 for 3. Robinson on deck. Heinzelman deals. Ball 4. So only the 4th walk for Heinzelman. So here's Robinson. Jackie has singled, scored, and drawn a walk. Runner on first. 5-3 Dodgers. Bottom of the 7th. 2 out. I wonder... You want to talk about that both Eddies crossed the white line. It's easy to get them mixed up. Yep. If you had snuck a Dodger dog into Ebbets Field in 1949, what they would have thought, I imagine that this was pretty much Nathan's territory. Isn't it? Pitch to Jackie. Ball 4. So Schneider on second, Robinson on first. For Campanella, who's already smashed one. Kurt Russell was the world's greatest athlete. Played in real life by Bo Jackson. Pitch to Campy. Got him! So a 1-2 looking at 81, and that will retire the side. The Dodgers strand 2. After 7, 5-3 Brooklyn. And Ricky says... And it's pretty close to Nathan's. Yep. Was bedtime for Bonzo even out by 40? I thought bedtime for Bonzo was later. So it would be the guy that played the Gipper. Imagine the folks in 1949 about the internet, cell phones, selfies. Playboy magazine. Miller's 0 for 3. Line drive to Cox. He leaps and makes a good catch. 1 out. It's one of the reasons why the Dodgers didn't like being in New York, because all their games were televised. Television was a fad then. And so when they went out to Los Angeles, the only games televised were the Giants games from San Francisco. For a long time. It really was Vin and Jerry Doggett on the transistor radio. Andy Semenick is 0 for 2 with a walk and a strikeout. In the left field, McCormick comes in, makes the catch, 2 out. See what the Phillies do with Heinzelman. He has struck out twice, and on the wrong end of a 5-3 score. He stays in the ballgame, and Hatton got him. He takes the collar. So no runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It is 5-3 Brooklyn. Well, remember, half of these games are complete. And so Heinzelman, I'm surprised they didn't yank. Hatton, I'm trying to, because... Here's one of those things, Brad, that my instinct is to pull, but because of the era, I really can't. You let the pitchers go. Anyway, Cox is 2 for 3. Single, tripled, RBI, and a run scored. Are you... Yeah, he's with Philly. And the Yankees have Page. And I haven't let everybody go through this replay. Hatton's not up to his pitch count yet. And JT Dutch says, people used to joke there would be 50,000 at Dodger Stadium and 35,000 transistor radios to see the Dodgers play. But I'm managing the Dodgers, not the Phils. So that's on the computer. Line drive, and that's going to drop in front of Ashburn for a single. You ask about Jim. Helps if I hit the right button. Now, again, you guys are just having too much fun. You asked about Jim Constantine, and here he is. He's pitched 4 times and gone 4 2/3 innings and an ERA of 9.64. See, we take requests. And the Dodger lead in saves was a guy by the name of Irv Palika. Am I still gainfully? Yeah, because I haven't played it in a while. That's why I am still gainfully employed. The Gibber. The Dodger leader was Irv Palika. And just for giggles and grins, his 6 saves. He's gone 3 times and thrown 6 1/3 innings. That's right. He's employed, but not necessarily gainfully. And Heinzelman's a World War II hero, saw heavy fighting in Europe, and led the National League in shutouts in 49 and had 15 complete games. So, Ronnie, are you working hard or hardly working? This game ain't one of them, nope. I've been busy trying to, A, not die of accidental acid trips, and B, playing other games. In Russia, he'd be in the gulag for sure. Hodges is 0 for 2. He has walked, struck out, and driven in a run. Thankfully, I'm in Scotland, so they just made me eat haggis. There's a ground ball to Wakis. He takes it to the bag himself, and the Cox moves to second, and there's 1 out for Ferrillo, who's 1 for 3. He put one onto McKeever Street. His last time up, a 2-run shot, his second of the year. Playing footsies with Frankie, my once paid female guard. Yeah, Soviet Russia, gulag, eat you. I like goulash. Is that what you mean? Did Duncan change their name to Drunken? No. No, they didn't. Pitch to Ferrillo, and they're going to walk him. And, hey, now, who was it? Big clue? You ask, and the computer says you shall receive. Jim Constantine is coming in. So he is 0-1 with a save and a 9.64 ERA. Brad, that's not very nice. 4 2/3 innings, 6 hits and 3 strikeouts. 4 2/3 innings, 7 hits, 6 walks, and 3 strikeouts. His last time out was against the Giants on the 26th. An inning and 2/3. Oh, stop. 4 hits. 2 runs, both earned. He walked one and struck out 2. He's 32 years old. A knuckler, that fastball tops out at 83, and he's a ground ball, fly ball pitcher. It's a knuckler, so he's a young 32, we're being told. Playing footsies with my favorite Soviet shot putter. And to paraphrase Johnny Carson, exactly when did I lose control of this stream? We will pinch hit for Hatton. And Gene, I just said that. I wasn't snark. Man, you're touchy tonight. Someone asked for Gene Hermansky earlier. Well, we'll let him hit. He's 6 for 14 on the year, 429 with a double, 2 walks, and 5 runs scored. Todd B says he's got another 16 years. See Phil Necro. Wow. Brad. Who knew there was a barista somewhere that had a sneaker for on? My wife makes me coffee. She likes me every once in a while. Cox on second. Ferrillo on first. 5-3 Brooklyn. Bottom of the 8th. 1 out. Did you survive your alien invasion there, Lorenzo? And there's a base hit left center field. Cox will round third and hold. And so the Dodgers, with 1 out, have them loaded for Pee Wee Reese, who is 0 for 4 with a strikeout. So Constantine is, talk about dipping into that well, is now gone from the frying pan into the fire. Cox on third, Ferrillo on second, Hermansky on first. A single should score 2. And that's exactly what will happen as he punches that one into right field. Cox will score. Blatnick with a late jump. Ferrillo scores. It's 7-3 Dodgers. So here's McCormick. He's 0 for 3 with a walk. Don't blame the... Man, you are defensive tonight. I haven't said anything. Can't blame him for that. And both those runs go to Heinzelman. Here's McCormick. And that will be charged to Constantine. Is that one going to the center field for extra bases? Hermansky scores. McCormick's on with a double, and it's 8-3. There's Duke Schneider. Duke is 0 for 3 with a walk. Constantine pitched with glasses. That must have been a real treat. Yeah, nice move by the computer. Who was that again? Who makes the decisions? So here's Schneider. Walked his last time up, and Constantine struck him out. But the fall of Constantine... 3-2 Knuckler on the inside corner with a 5-run lead. You better be swinging at that. Don't be sorry. Here's Jackie Robinson. Jackie 1 for 2. He has walked twice, singled, and scored. Oh! I'm winning. What a hot streak. Especially against the Cardinals, right? I should manage the Dodgers every time I play. Pitch to Robinson is a fly ball to right field. Blatnick is there. And that will retire the side. He's on the phone. He can't hear you. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors, and a good time. We go to the 9th, 8-3, Brooklyn. So, it'll be, will I go with Irv? No, actually, I want to go with, no, I can't, because he started my, yeah, that woman from Charlie's Angels finally died. Maury Martin will come in. Hermansky stays in the game and left. He's a 4 and a 6. I don't remember her. She was on that 70s show too, and I don't remember her. Poor Farrah Fawcett. Let's tell you about Maury Martin. Maury 1-0 on the year. Lefty pitched against the Braves on the 25th. 5 2/3 innings, 3 hits, 3 unearned runs. He walked 2 and struck out 2. He's 26 years old, a fastball pitcher and a flyball plus pitcher at 88. Poor Farrah Fawcett. The world was going to pay attention to her that day. Wind blowing out to right at 32 as we start the ninth. Sad thing, had been sick for a while. And then Michael Jackson died. Richie Ashburn is 0 for 3. He has walked and scored. 8-3 Brooklyn as we start the ninth. Ball 4. So here's Grant Hamner. 1 for 3. Looking at that batting average going, maybe this was not a good idea. With a single. Martin's pitch. Base hit left field. Hermansky will pick it up. Ashburn moves to third. And that brings up Wakis, who was 0 for 3 with a walk and a run score. More distressing was her acting it out to sea with Lemon and Mathau. Okay. Of course, Farrah Fawcett was married to Lee Majors at one point. Again, this is stuff you don't hear on a Fortnite stream. Oh. Yeah, Diane Cannon and acting are two words that should never be said. The plastic surgery threw you off. Runners on the corners, nobody out. Ground ball to Robinson. Gonna try for 2, Reese for 1, and there's no throw to first, so there's 1 out, and it's 8-4. For Ennis, who's 2 for 3, he has doubled, tripled, scored, driven in a run, walked, and struck out. Diane Cannon dated Johnny Carson once. Again, kind of similar to a $6 million man. Pitch to Ennis. Ball 4. Once was all it took. Here's Johnny Blatnick, the Dave Stegman of 1949. He went 1 for 8 in the real year, and he's 3 for 4 tonight. Martin deals. See? Buddy Blattner is actually in the game. It was a foreshadowing. First at bat of the year at 247, 5 homers and 21 RBI. Yeah, you won't hear Carson mentioned on a Fortnite stream. The one thing that JT Dutch remembers about Lee Majors, besides the obvious, that he was a part owner of the LA Express of the USFL. I did not know that. I did not know that. Diane Cannon was in the Cannonball movies. I think she's still embalmed in the front porch seats at the Forum, too. Although the Lakers moved downtown 25 years ago. Wasn't she married to Cary? She might have been married to Cary Grant. Pitch to Blattner is a fly ball to left. Hermansky turns and it's going to hit the wall. Wakis will score. Ennis is on third. Blattner is on with a double, and now the tying run is Jones. So Maury Martin pitching like Dean Martin. And we're going to bring in Palika to finish this one out. Time to earn now. 1 MVP vote you got put in the head. Irv, 3 games. Owen has a save, 6 1/3 innings, 6 hits. He last pitched against the Braves on the 25th. 4 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. 6 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts, and he did get that save against the Braves. 21 years old. Irv's a baby face here, really. Fastball pitcher at 88 and doesn't favor their ground ball or the fly ball. And the Dodgers got some. They got some Irv. Maury wanted to keep the conversation going. Thanks, Connie. And as always, Maury is not the father. 1 out. Pitch to Jones. Here's a fly ball to left. Hermansky's going to go back there. And we are tied at 8. Well, that fell apart like a bag of tacos at Moe's. Goodness gracious, the Phillies have a 5 spot on the board. Attending these streams is like getting roasted by Dean Martin. Just gave up when the conversation has gone off the rails. And Shirley Povich was, one of the greatest writers of all time. Well, you're being chased by bad guys. The Phillies have tied this game. Chuckett managed the bullpen. So here's Eddie Miller. He's 0 for 4. It'll be Campanella, Cox, and Hodges in the bottom of the 9th. Schneider. Finally an out. 2 away. Here's Andy Semenick. He's 0 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. We haven't gotten to extras yet. Pitch to Andy. Got him! But the Phillies get 5 runs on 3 hits, and we go to the bottom of the 9th. Good old Pudd'nhead. It's the Phillies 8, the Dodgers 8. Are you hungry yet? So Campanella, Cox, and Hodges to face Constantine. Yeah, I don't like that rule at all. Start extra innings with a runner on second. Can't be 1 for 4. A solo shot to left center. Has scored twice and struck out. Constancy deals. Ball 4. Yep, Bill Cosby turned into a Pudd'nhead too. So can't be the winning run on for Cox. Puddin' pop, Pudd'nhead. Man. Wind is blowing out to 32 miles an hour to right field. Cox has 2 singles and a triple and an RBI. Pitch to Billy. Here's a ground ball. Fair ball. Jones has it, and the only play is to second. And so there's 1 out. Thanks, Brad. Here's Gil Hodges. He's 0 for 3 with an RBI, a walk, and a strikeout. Cox wants to go here. I've gotten in enough trouble there. Oh, don't even go there. Oh, that's 10 years later. That's bad. You're bad. Ouch is right. I had the same model chair as Roy Campanella at one point. An electric Evereston Jennings. Pitch to Hodges. Strike him out. He swung on and missed the knuckler. And that brings up Ferrillo, who smashed one out to right field at one point. 1 for 3. That homer came in the 6th, and they walked him in the 8th. He scored twice. Richie Ashburn would mention Pudd'nhead Jones every now and again during Phillies broadcast. It would make Callis laugh every time. Pudd'nhead. Hallis had the voice of a golden god, that's for sure. Pitch to Semenick and Constantine go out and have a conversation. And Ferrillo sends this one into left center, but we're going to go extra. Hey, I just wanted Lorenzo to give me some cash. We go to the 10th inning. It's the Phillies 8, the Dodgers 8. So let's see what they do with Constantine. He is not batted this year. Karma. Instant karma. If he hits, he's 176 with an RBI. They ran off Al Michaels. He went to the Giants afterwards, right? And then to ABC. You weren't a fan of Marty? I thought Marty was okay. And the 40... Don't pick on my age. Yeah, Al went at the 49ers, too. Jackie Mayo. Okay isn't good. Okay. Jackie 0 for 3 with a strikeout. 128 on the real year with 2 RBI. Yeah. It's been a long time since I heard Marty. When did Joe leave this realm? Pitch to Mayo. There's a base hit. So Pastrami on Rye, and the Dodgers will hold the Mayo. Yeah, so I was wondering early 2000s. Because they were a good team. Here's Ashburn. Richie is 0 for 3. Has walked twice and scored twice. This time around, he swings and misses at 81-mile-an-hour curve. 1 out. Hermansky, Reese, and a pinch hitter for the Dodgers in the 10th. Graham is 2 for 4 with 2 singles. Foul behind the plate, and the count goes to 2-2. Ironic, and this is a true story, the band name, the old left-hander, was best known as the youngest player in history. He was 15 when he pitched in, 44? Speaking of Reds and mean and nasty, Marge shot. Imagine having to clean up after that dog. Pitch to Hamner. Up the middle, Pee-wee flips it to Robinson for 1. Over to Hodges, that's 2. And so Ken, I read that too fast. I thought it said something else. Ken Trinkle. You got to say it carefully. Ken Trinkle. Coming in to pitch. It's his 5th time out. He's 0-1 with an ERA of 14.73. By dog, I mean Shotzi, yeah. And Marge is such a difficult person to describe to someone. Yeah. Her 60 Minutes interview left a lot to be desired. Trinkle last went a third of an inning yesterday against the Braves. So, outside of the Braves racking him up on the 20th, he's pitched well. 3 2/3 innings on the year, 5 hits, 6 runs all earned. He's walked 3 and struck out 1. In his 0-1, he's 29. The fastball tops out at 85. He is a ground ball pitcher. Hermansky had a pinch hit single and scored in the 8th. Reese, and we'll see. Yeah, and her dog Shotzi was the 90s equivalent of Charlie O the Mule. Good point. There's a base hit into right field. Nicholson is in right now. He's a 5 and an 8 for the Phils. Miller got a late jump, and the Dodgers have the winning run on, and nobody out for Pee-wee Reese. Here's Pee-wee, 1 for 5 today with 2 RBI and a strikeout. Marge was an old woman who inherited her husband's car dealership. She genuinely loved the team and tried to provide entertainment for the fans. She was embarrassing. Oh, yeah. She was, for lack of a better word, an acquired taste. Pitch or throw to first, Hermansky back. Pee-wee sends this one into left center field. Ennis will pick it up. Hermansky goes to third, and the Dodgers have the winning run on third. Nobody out. So we're going to go with Marv Rackley, who is 4 for 5 on the year. He's hitting .800. He has scored twice and walked twice. And so the infield playing in, the outfield playing in. Hermansky the winning run on third. And an 8-8 tie with nobody out in the bottom of the 10th inning. And Pee-wee Reese pulls up the Adirondack chair and sits on first. Pitch to Rackley. Struck him out. A fastball. On an 0-2 swing at 86, and there's one out. So Trinkle fought in the Battle of the Bulge. Wow. Here's Duke Schneider. He has walked and struck out. He is 0 for 4. Here's the pitch. And that will be the ball game as he punches that one in the hole and right. And the Dodgers have beaten the Phillies by the score of 9-8. And so the Dodgers moved to 7-5, 9 runs, 12 hits, and no errors. The Phillies, Trinkle got a brown star, being told. Lorenzo's happy with me again. The Phillies, 8 runs, 11 hits, and 1 error. Trinkle takes the loss. Heinzelman, 7 1/3 innings, 6 hits, 7 runs, all earned. The 2 homers, walked 6, and struck out 3. Palika gets the blown save and the win. 1 2/3 innings, 2 hits, a run it was earned, the home run, and 2 strikeouts. And so if you're wondering about pitch counts, Heinzelman was done. He was at 135 pitches for his pitch count, and Hatton might have been able to go another inning, but we'll see. Oh, Brad, you are a naughty, naughty, naughty boy. I hope your daughter keeps you up. Right, rest of the day in baseball is 29th of April. The Nats beat the A's 6-3. Hudson with a win. Brissy with a loss. Yost 3 for 3. Yankees beat the Red Sox 11-10. Fred Sanford beats Dave Ferris again. Ted Williams drives in 7 and hits 2 homers. The Yankees walk 10. They have 19 hits. Detroit beats Cleveland 5-3. Hutchinson goes to 2-0. Gene Bearden 0-2. The Cubs beat the Cardinals 3-2. Atkins with a win. Munger with a loss. Roy Smalley's dad 2 for 3 with a triple. Cincinnati, Virgil Stallcup with 4 hits. Howie Fox goes 8 innings, and the Reds beat the Pirates 9-1. Ralph Kiner, his 5th of the year in the loss. And last but not least, the Braves beat the Giants 10-4. Good buddy. Claude Voisel goes to 1-1. Hartung falls to 0-3. Russell, 3 for 5 with 3 RBI and 2. You maybe lose count. 2 and a double. So Juckett is the Ming of the merciless of the sports sim circuit. Are the Red Sox eliminated yet? The Red Sox are now 5-6. They play the 8-3 Yankees tomorrow, God willing, and the creek don't rise. I'm Ron Juckett. We'll try to talk to you folks tomorrow for more baseball. Be safe. Be caring. Good night.